Alright, today we're going to be jumping back into the Bitcoin price action. You can see price did squeeze through that low volume area that I was warning you about. I was saying I potentially could take a short here, but the setup needed to be structurally sound, and I was only going to do it if I saw bearish order flow. I did not see that. I did not take any shorts here for a reason, and I did not take any shorts yesterday during that failed auction here because that was during the weekend. And like I said in my last video, usually price will never have an actual higher low during the weekend time frame. And yeah, basically this 4-hour hidden bullish divergence that we were talking about did in fact play out. We did not need to go back and test the daily EMA at all. We just held higher lows within here and are continuing the parabola, going for those all-time highs. You can see we did find a little bit of resistance within this low volume area, right? This is the fair value gap, the imbalances of these vectors, and that is due to lack of bullish continuation. If we go over to Trading Light, you can see this move here where we did in fact launch up into that low volume gap, sending up past 70k was just shorts closing. If I zoom in here, you can see on my bar statistics, like the footprint down here at the bottom, we have 300 Bitcoin worth of short liquidations within this 15-minute candle here, as well as on Bybit. They were getting squeezed throughout this entire move. This was a short squeeze in here. It was not longs opening, which means, price is likely to retrace that to find where buyers are going to step in. And you can see we are already finding that on these new imbalances that we made within this vector, right? Single prints of the move upwards. So coming back down to test that, we are seeing, like sell imbalances now get absorbed to the downside. So yeah, right now it's just a big liquidity game. I would not be opening any positions right now in the middle of this move. It is, however, still a bullish move to the upside. TPO and volume level value area high makes sense to go back test. That's this level here, and on the volume levels that would be right in here. So yeah, either of these levels to be retested, to find support on that before continuing up. That way we don't just create a bunch of imbalances to the downside. These quick pullbacks in here during the move upwards is bullish to keep top longers from just getting away with staying in positions and creating a bunch of imbalances to the downside. So filling these imbalances, finding supportive buyers to then re-enter positions is to be expected, and the target remains $74,000. It is pretty much confirmed now that the most bearish scenario of this becoming a liquidity grab before rolling over with the stock market dumping is invalidated. If we go over to the S&P, this chart no longer has a good high. You can see we are now building liquidity at this level. So yeah, S&P now has to squeeze up to grab liquidity, which means we are going to continue to see price discovery on the S&P, and I would expect the steep angle of attack to continue and for that parabola to play out on a larger time frame before the final blow off top comes in. Now jumping out to Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, I do want to talk about our relative strength index, right? The RSI right now is much lower than our previous high here. So that's not bearish immediately whatsoever. But what we want to be watching out for is when we do come up here to, 80 to 90, $100,000, wherever Bitcoin wants to go within this next parabola that we're creating right now. Whenever that tops out and starts, kind of trading sideways, I would bet you that RSI actually makes a lower high while price is making a higher high within here. Right, so we want to be watching for this weekly bearish divergence can mark tops. So yeah, just be watching out for that. This 80 to 100k level with the weekly bearish divergence and distribution starting within this range is still kind of my base case. While we do have the possibility to squeeze below off top $200,000-$300,000, we don't want to get caught up in euphoria and be left holding the bag when we do see weekly bearish divergences coming in here at these higher levels. But of course, right now is not the time to be bearish. We are only just now starting to see, the start of euphoria. When we get up into these higher levels and you see meme coins going to tens of billions of dollars in market cap across the board, you will see euphoria that has been different from every other high in this cycle. And it should be pretty obvious that the top is actually forming in that range. And I will make sure to keep you guys updated when I do actually believe that top is coming in for Bitcoin. As of right now though, nothing to worry about. If we do go to total 3, this thing is shaping up to go absolutely parabolic. You can see this nice curve that is being created on the chart, looking to go magnet up to the value area high of previous bull market range that we've been talking about. That is still the plan. I think it'll happen fast. You can see we're about to get into this low volume gap here on total 3. So this should magnet pretty fast, and then we should see a back test of this range before just completely going vertical up into this value area high. And then that's the real test, is like, hey, are we going to find a swing fail on this level, back test it as resistance, or are we going to squeeze through and go into complete price discovery on the altcoin market? And that is yet to be seen. But I have no reason to believe we can't go into price discovery and see an altcoin rally just as big, if not bigger, than the one back in 2020, 2021. And not only are just altcoins extremely bullish right now, your top tier meme coins have also been doing extremely well. I talked about in a previous video, like, hey, this is your last chance to buy MOG coin before we rip to the upside, backtesting this daily EMA and this downward sloping trend. And you have seen an extremely nice move off of MOG. We were up at its peak over 40% today. So yeah, if you were able to scoop up some MOG around this daily EMA or the backtest of that trend, you are probably real happy right now. I do expect MOG coin and all of your other top tier memes like Pepe, Ticker Bitcoin, that sort of thing, to go pretty crazy this cycle. I think it's going to be a very speculative cycle where meme coins outperform altcoins, but you certainly do have to be very selective, because there's 999 meme coin scams compared to the 1 out of 1,000 that will actually do good during a bull run. So make sure you're just doing your research when it does come to meme coins, even altcoins too. There's a lot of scams out there. So yeah, definitely make sure you know what you're doing when you're throwing your money into coins that are even just sub $1 billion market cap. And I think a big reason your Ethereum meme coins did go crazy today is because Ethereum went crazy today. We were up over 15% on Ethereum just today. So yeah, the ETH to Bitcoin pair has been dumping. The altcoin market is clearly starting. You are seeing, speculation around that ETH ETF now. And yeah, Ethereum all-time highs are on the way. And when ETH breaks its all-time highs, you are going to see altcoins go ballistic. So yeah, real exciting times ahead of us, and it's coming quick with how violent ETH is moving up here. You can even see ETH is just like at the top of this candle right now, whereas Bitcoin has pulled back. So yeah, ETH is clearly outperforming Bitcoin, not only ETH, but the entire altcoin market. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, Bitcoin has found resistance at this level a second time, and I do think there's a good chance this is the top for Bitcoin dominance for the rest of the cycle before the whole market is topped. And I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin dominance hunt all the way back down to these lows, down at around 40% or so. And this is where we see the big altcoin season, right? So yeah, I think everything is coming together really nicely. We are starting to see the second half of the bull run where your speculative assets really take off, and there is a lot of euphoria in the markets. So yeah, just make sure not to get caught up in that euphoria. We want to be staying vigilant in the markets, even though currently I am still extremely bullish. And I do think the most violent part of the rally is still ahead of us. So with that being said, if you do enjoy my content on the channel, I think you will enjoy the community we have in the Discord. Links in the description down below. So make sure to go hop in that Discord. Ask me any questions you got. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.